Namaste, yogis. Welcome to the introduction of the Yoga Sutras. The Black Yogi Tribe. Peace of mind comes piece by piece. My name is Adi Kaur. I am the lead teacher here at the Black Yogi Tribe. And today I want to share with you an introduction on the Yoga Sutras. Over the next couple of videos, modules, you'll be diving deeper into the practice of the Yoga Sutras. This is something that does not have to be far outside of your reach, something that can really be adaptable. And once you learn and you get a foundation for the sutras, it's then able for you to have that in a part of your experience. And my goal today is to bring you a better understanding of the Yoga Sutras so that you can allow them to be a part of your experience. In my time in India, we learned about the Yoga Sutras, and I was fortunate to be able to learn a clapping system to be able to pronounce the sutras, the Sanskrit, and I will share the pronunciation as best I can on the ones that, I have the memory and the foundation. On the other ones, we will sound them out together. There is an English and a Sanskrit translation. So we will do our best to get through. The key important thing is for you to grasp the understanding, to grasp what Patanjali, what the source was trying to share with you, the resources, right? So, what are the Yoga Sutras? Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. So, Yoga Sutras, a sutra is a thread. The thread is the knowledge, it's bringing everything together. So, when you think of a thread, when you think of mala beads and you think of the thread there, this is the sutras. This is one after one, the connecting pieces, the thread. Okay. What are we threading together? We're threading all of it. We're threading limbs, we're threading the 8 limbs of yoga, which we will mention here in the sutras at some point. The 8 limbs, Ashtanga yoga, is where this is stemming from. So all of these things are threaded together, working together for us to be able to fully practice yoga, the union, the yoking. I want to tell you a little bit about yoga. So, yoga, often referred to as movement. People often, just see the movement portion of yoga. And what I want to challenge you to do is to go back way before movement, right? Yoga, the sperm and the egg, the yolking, the uniting of the sperm and the egg in the womb, right? So you've been practicing yoga for as long as you've been here, for as long as you've been thought of in creation. Yoga's been happening. So the union, the yolking, the sperm, the egg coming together, all of the cycle, the birth, and then you becoming here. This is yoga. So you've been practicing yoga. You've been in the practice of yoga for your entire life. Just want to go ahead and throw that out there in the beginning so that you can have a fuller concept, a fuller understanding of yoga. Okay. So we think about yoga as being movement, and that is one part of it, the asana. That's one, just one small portion out of this whole vast concept. So my goal again is to share with you so that it does not be that so that it is not outside of your reach, but that it is inside of your reach, and it is something that you can apply to your life both on and off the mat. So before we begin, let's take a moment to set some intentions, ground ourselves down, and be ready to begin. So if you feel comfortable wherever you are, please close your eyes. If not, just lower your gaze. Let's take a full breath in through the nose and a full breath out through the nose. Try that 2 more times, in through the nose and out through the nose. Last time, in through the nose and out through the nose. Take a moment to just soften and relax as we set some intentions of openness. The intention to be here now, be present without distraction, being open to receive, being in a place of rest so that we can be open to receive here and now. Let's all take a deep breath together. And then exhale out. When you're ready, just blink, open, and close your eyes and arrive here now. So I employ you, if you're watching from a mobile device or some type of device that will allow distractions, go ahead and mute the notifications for this time now. Mute the uh, notifications just so that you can be here, be now, without notifications popping up, the little badges on your phone or on your computer, iPad, tablet, whatever you're using. Mute it for just this moment so that you can be here fully, so that you give yourself the full experience of this lesson, this meaningful lesson in Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. Let's begin. We are coming from the book, The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, translation and commentary by Sri Swami Satyananda. Okay, so that is the book. If you would like to purchase it from Amazon or bookstore, this is the book that will be coming from. The very first sutra is Atta Yoga Nasanam. Atta Yoga Nasanam. Atta Yoga Nasanam. Atta Yoga Nasanam. So what does Atta Yoga Nasanam mean? Atta, now. Okay. Yog, which is yoga, right? The union, the unite, the beginning. Okay. So Anasanam is the exposition or instruction. So Atta Yoga Nasanam is saying now the exposition of yoga is being made. So now, right now, here and now, in this moment, we are beginning yoga. We are now beginning. And so it's not just a philosophy that's being talked about, the actual structure, the way, what we are actually doing in the sutras. This is what's being talked about here and now. This is about the practice of yoga, the actual experience of yoga. Now the practice, now the experience, now the exposition of yoga begins. And so that is what the very first sutra is saying. Atta Yoga Nasaram is saying now, right now, the exposition of yoga is being made. Okay, moving into the second one, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Okay, so okay. Chitta is the mind stuff, the mind chatter, okay? Distractions, self-doubt, the self-talk, okay? That's what we're talking about when we say chitta. Minefield. Okay, vritti is the modification and nirodha is the restraint. So yoga chitta vritti nirodha means the restraint of the modification of the mind stuff is yoga. So practicing yoga, being in the space of awareness is yoga, right? The restraint of the modification of the mind stuff. So when we're practicing yoga to quiet that mind stuff, to dissipate, to detach, to become the seer, to actually see. right? To be a witness. And so yoga chitta vritti nirodha is the restraint of the modifications of the mind stuff, okay? The entire science of yoga is based on this right here. So if you already grasp this concept, then you're done. It says that here in the book. It's like the most experienced, yoga practitioners at this point. You get this, you're done. But let's keep reading. Let's keep going. Chitta is the sum total of the mind. Okay. So within chitta are different levels. There's different levels of the mind stuff, right? So there's the daydreaming, the you know, up thoughts, the down thoughts, the neutral thoughts. So if you just think about that, I want to give you a way to see this in your own experience and something that you've experienced, right? So let's talk about what those different spaces are. Within chitta are different levels. The basic mind is called ahamkara, 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 or the ego. That is the I feeling, ahamkara, okay? This gives rise to the intellect or the discriminative faculty, which is called buddhi. Okay. So from the ego gives the discriminatory factory, which is buddhi. Okay. Another stage is called manas. Okay. Manas is the desiring part of the mind. Manas is the desiring, oh, I see this, I want it. Oh, I want this, I see that, okay, which gets attracted to what? Outside things through the what? Senses. So you smell this. There's something cooking in the kitchen. You're studying, you're focusing, you're not even here anymore. Now you're like, that really smells really good. I really want to go see what it is. I really want to go taste that. Now what type of, what sauce? What, that right there. Okay. Through the outside senses. The entire world is based on your thoughts and your mental attitude. The entire world is your own projection. The entire world is our own projection. Again, the entire world is our own projection. So, based off of your experiences, past, present, future, the world is based off of your own internal mental projection, your own projection, your thoughts, and your mental attitude. So, if there is something that needs to be improved, addressed, worked on, awareness brought to, this is the time. This is the day. What better time than now? That's the teacher shows up when the student is ready. And you're hearing this now. Maybe you've heard this for the fifth time, and that's okay. Take heed now. Take what you need and leave what you don't, okay? As the mind, so the person, bondage or liberation. Bondage or liberation are in your own mind. So if you feel you cannot do it, you're right. If you feel you can do it, you're also right. It's both of them are equally correct, okay? Things outside neither bind you nor liberate you. Only your attitude towards them does that. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's really deep. Nothing binds or liberates. It's only your attitude towards it. It's only your attitude. So this allows us to come in that chitta, the vritti, right? Those distractions, the mind talk, the mind chatter, the ego, the I, the desires. It allows you to come into that space and really evaluate. It's worth an evaluation. So let's move on. That is why the entire yoga is based on chitta vritti nirodha. If you control your mind, you have controlled everything. There is nothing in the world that can bind you. So controlling your mind, control your own mind, control your own thoughts. Have that with you. It's not teeter-totting. People aren't able to just come and pick and stick. You're there. You're there. You got it. Okay? So, last one that we'll discuss today, and this is really, truly a beautiful sutra here. Tada drusta swarupe vashtanam Tadadrusta swarupe vastanam. Tadadrusta swarupe vastanam, which means then the seer, the self, abides in its own nature. Then the seer, the self, abides in its own nature. Tada is then, darust, the seer, sva, own, rupe, in itself, color, in itself, nature. Avastanam, vastanam, abides, so resides, lives in, right? Then the seer, the self, abides in its own nature. Then the seer abides in its own nature. So when you have control of the mind chatter and the thoughts and the dismantling thoughts and the disempowering thoughts and any of the things, you have control over all of that. Then the seer, you're able to really witness yourself as itself, right? The book speaks of ripples in the water. So, or a distorted mirror. You ever been to like one of those haunted houses or fun town houses or something like that? They have all the mirrors, the crazy mirrors. And if you look in that mirror, yourself, your face is going to be distorted. Of course, it's a distorted mirror. And so it's talking about when we're able to wash away all the distortion, we're able to clean all of that out, then we are truly able to see ourselves. We're able to witness ourselves as ourselves. That's what this sutra here is talking about. The seer can never misunderstand nor forget itself. So we say we lose ourselves, we've lost ourselves. In theory, this doesn't happen, right? We're with ourselves. The seer will never misunderstand nor forget itself. But we are taken to the level of reflection. So when we start reflecting, okay, the reflection is distorted. That's what then happens based off of chitta, the mind chatter, the vrittis, the modifications, based off of the outside influences. Okay, the reflection is distorted, so the seer appears to be distorted. Keyword appears. Okay, the true you is always the same. By making the mind clean and pure, you feel like you have gone back to you, or appear to have gone back to your original state. Appear, right? Again, it's you can never be away from yourself. You're always with yourself. You're always you. You can't separate yourself from yourself. It's you. You came here to have this experience, to see, to witness. So read through the sutras. We came today, page 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras of Patanjali book right here. So that is a summary. I encourage you to read through those pages and to see all the in-betweens and everything. There's a couple of examples that will really serve you. There is information in there that will really serve you. So read through that, and I'll see you back in the next lesson. Namaste.